They called him a criminal. They called him dangerous. The newspapers had written his name in bold, and the whispers on the streets said he deserved what was coming. But when asked for his final wish before the execution, he didn't ask for freedom, didn't ask for wealth, didn't even ask for forgiveness. He asked for something so simple it silenced the room. "I want to see my dog," he said. And that one wish would change everything. Michael Reyes was 36 years old, and he had spent the last 7 behind concrete walls. His face was worn, his knuckles scarred, his eyes heavy with the kind of pain only time could carve. People only saw the record, a man accused of armed robbery that ended in tragedy. They saw the orange jumpsuit, the tattoos, the headlines, but no one saw the boy he used to be, the son who once dreamed of being a firefighter, the young man who loved music. Or the man who had raised a small brown mutt from a puppy, the only loyal friend he'd ever had. That dog's name was Daisy. Daisy had been with him through everything, sleeping in the back of an old truck when he had nowhere else to go, waiting faithfully by the door when Michael scraped through night shifts, wagging her tail even when the world turned its back on him. And when Michael was arrested, the only thing he cried for wasn't himself, it was Daisy. Execution day loomed. The guards treated it like routine. For them, it was paperwork, protocol, another name on a list. But for Michael, it was the last sunrise he'd see through a barred window. When the warden asked his final request, Michael's voice cracked. "Just let me see her one more time. Please. My dog. Daisy." The request spread through the prison like wildfire. Some guards scoffed. "Ridiculous." Others shook their heads. But a few, men who had dogs waiting at home, felt a lump in their throats. The warden, after hours of debate, granted it. And so, word was sent. Daisy, now older, her muzzle speckled with gray, was brought to the prison yard. The yard was silent when Michael stepped out, his wrists cuffed, 2 guards flanking him. Then came the sound, claws skittering on pavement, a bark breaking the still air. Daisy. She ran as if the years had melted away. The guards loosened their grips as Michael fell to his knees. Daisy leapt into his arms, whining, licking his face, pressing her body against him as if she could shield him from what was to come. Michael buried his face in her fur, shaking with sobs. "I'm so sorry, girl. I'm so sorry I left you." Daisy wagged her tail, forgiving instantly, as dogs always do. For a moment, the prison walls disappeared. It was just a man and his best friend, reunited. The guards turned away, some with tears in their eyes. Hardened men who had seen everything stood still, unable to speak. The reunion did more than touch hearts, it spread. News cameras had been allowed for transparency, and when the footage aired, the world reacted. Millions saw the raw, unfiltered love between man and dog. People questioned, was this really a monster? Could someone capable of such tenderness, such loyalty, be beyond redemption? Petitions flooded the governor's office. Letters poured in from strangers. A group of victims' families even stepped forward, saying, "We don't forgive the crime, but we see his humanity." The story caught fire. Not because it was about crime, but because it was about love, the kind that can't be faked. As the public cried out, lawyers dug deeper. Old files resurfaced. Witnesses, long silenced, came forward. And soon, cracks appeared in the case against Michael. The man who had truly pulled the trigger during that robbery had cut a deal, shifting the blame to Michael. Evidence had been overlooked. Michael hadn't been innocent of mistakes, he had been there that night, but he hadn't taken a life. The system had failed him. And now, the system was forced to correct itself. Just days before his scheduled execution, Michael's sentence was overturned. The courtroom erupted when the judge announced it. Michael, in shackles, turned to see Daisy in the gallery, tail thumping wildly. He broke down. When he walked free, Daisy was waiting. She jumped into his arms again, the same way she had in the prison yard. This time, there were no guards, no bars, no walls, only open sky and the promise of a second chance. Michael didn't waste the chance. He devoted his time to animal shelters, speaking publicly about justice reform, and sharing his story. He became an advocate, not just for prisoners, but for loyalty, kindness, and second chances. He often said, "It wasn't lawyers, or judges, or even the governor who saved me. It was my dog." Daisy reminded the world that I was human. She saved my life. And in a way, Daisy had. Sometimes, the purest love comes from those who ask for nothing in return. A dog doesn't care about your mistakes, your past, or the world's judgment. They care only that you are theirs. Michael's story isn't just about injustice, it's about redemption, loyalty, and the way love can pierce even the darkest prison walls. So the next time the world tells you someone is beyond saving, remember Daisy, and remember that sometimes, one act of unconditional love can change everything.